Welcome back to our ongoing NEC training series, where we simplify electrical code rules so you can understand and apply them safely in the field. Today, we'll focus on a very important part of the code, NEC 110.26 C2, Large Equipment. This section deals with how you can enter and exit working spaces around large equipment like big switchgear, transformers, motor control centers, and large panel boards. Let's break down exactly what this rule says, why it was created, and why it matters for your safety and job performance. Here's the essence of the code. For large electrical equipment, the entrance and exit from the working space must be arranged so that you don't have to squeeze between equipment or walls or risk getting trapped. In other words, when equipment is very big, the NEC requires you to have a clear and direct path in front of it. You shouldn't have to snake your way through the gasp or awkward spaces just to get to the gear or leave after working. If equipment is installed side by side, there must be enough space between them so that workers can move freely and safely. So why is this rule so important? Large electrical equipment means large, heavy panels or enclosures, often with complex controls inside. Working on these requires space for using tools and test equipment safely, moving around freely without bumping into things, quickly exiting the area in case of an emergency like an arc flash or equipment failure. If the working space is crammed or difficult to access, you might accidentally touch live parts or trip or fall, or be prepared if something goes wrong, or be trapped if something goes wrong. The code ensures your safety and freedom of movement when working on or near large equipment. Imagine a big motor control center that's 10 feet wide and 8 feet tall, installed in a mechanical room. If the panels are placed right against the wall on one side and another panel right next to it on the other, but the gap between them is only 18 inches, that's too tight. The NEC requires enough clearance so that the person can comfortably stand and work and safely exit without controlling their body or contorting their body. Typically, the working space clearance in front of such equipment is about 3 feet deep and 30 inches wide, but with large equipment, the width between units or between equipment and walls must allow for easy passage. Here's what you should keep in mind. When installing large equipment, plan for wide and unobstructed working spaces. Leave sufficient room between adjacent equipment, not just the front clearance, but also side clearance if you need to walk between units. Don't block exits with other equipment, tools, or storage. Make sure doors and panels on large equipment open fully without hitting other gears on walls. If you're working on large equipment, always check your escape path before starting. Understanding and respecting NEC 110.26 C2 helps you work more comfortably and efficiently, avoid injuries from cramped working conditions, comply with code requirements helping you pass inspections, and keep yourself and your coworkers safe during emergency situations. This rule also reminds you that electrical safety isn't just about wires and breakers. It's about the whole environment you work in. To summarize NEC 110.26C2 large equipment, big electrical gear needs clear, direct access and egress. You can't have a squeeze-through tight space or risk being trapped. Adequate space around and between large equipment is essential for safe work and emergency exit. This helps prevent accidents and ensures your safety on every job. Thanks for listening.